The great thing about chess24 is they host lots of blitz sessions in which you get to play top players. These sessions are known as Banter Blitz. Top players who host a lot of these are Jan Gustaffsson and Peter Svidler. In this video I got the chance to play Jon Ludvig Hammer. First up, who is he? He's known on chess24 as Hammer, known as being a coach to world champion Magnus Carlsen. Peak rating 2705. He recently released 2 courses on chess24 called Hammer's Openings for White and Black. He is Norway number 4 and he is age 29. Number 1 is Carlsen, number 2 is Terry, number 3 is Chris Jansen, number 4 is Hammer. My name is William Jones. I make weekly videos. I have more than 150 subscribers on my channel. I really like using chess24 because the user interface is amazing. And they have so many video series. So let's check out my game against Hammer. This is the start of my game against Jon Ludvig Hammer. e4, c5, knight f3, d6, bishop b5 check, and I chose to block with knight c6. Now he castles and I go bishop d7. The time control is 3 minutes for both sides, plus 2 seconds per move. Here there are 2 options. There's rook e1, there's c3. He goes rook e1 and now I go knight f6. And here he wants to get the center for himself, so playing c3 then d4 would be ideal for white. c3 played, a6, chasing the bishop, and he goes bishop f1. Another option was just to go bishop a4. Then I may have gone b5, bishop c2, and then bishop g4, or e5. Now here, bishop g4, he goes d3, because he can't go d4 straight away. He can, but it's a very sharp line. So after d3, e6. Knight d2, because he wants to play h3 and then recapture with the knight. So I just go bishop e7. Another option was to have gone d5, but I might do that once I've got castled. Here is the beginning of the middle game. It gets very interesting because I was listening to Jon Ludvig Hammer on the stream after the game. And here is where it gets very interesting. After h3, bishop h5, just chasing. And now he was thinking, did he want to go g4? Did he want to do something else? Here, Jon thought for about 15 seconds and came up with g3. Because I was thinking he would go bishop g2, but no. He actually wanted to go, well, you'll see very soon. Because this was a very, very unexpected reply. He goes g3, he waits for me to castle, and now he plays g4. When he was streaming, I thought this was a mouse slip, but actually, he wants me to castle because then he goes after the bishop pair. Whereas before, if he went g4 then knight h4, I don't have to castle, I go knight d7, take, and then I can do h takes, g6, and I've got the rook for the h-file. But here, I do not have the rook for the h-file. Now in this position, I'm thinking either d5 or knight d7. I've got 1 minute 50 against his 1 minute 08, so I'm up on time, which is great. I decide on d5, and now he's got 1 minute 05, so I'm thinking he might take my bishop on g6, which he mentioned on stream, and very interesting because he was a bit worried that I would take with the f-pawn. And as you can see, I pre-moved h takes g6. I didn't even think about using the fact that the f-file can be used for the rook. 42 seconds, I'm very pleased with my time situation. I've got 1 minute 34, and it's looking like, really, I've got a minute ahead of him, so I'm doing very well on the clock. And later on, you'll see I'm doing very well in position. So he goes f4, planning f5, so here I'm thinking of 2 options, maybe taking on e4 or going knight d7 first. So then the bishop on e7 can put a question to the knight on h4. I decide to take on e4 first. And now his time situation is looking really bad, only 20 seconds. And he's thinking, take the bishop on g6 or take on e4 first. So he takes first and then takes on e4. With the knight or the bishop, I think both look good, but you'd rather maintain a pawn center, so he takes back with the pawn. Now in this position, I've got maybe 2 good options, maybe even 3. I could go b5, but maybe later. So I've got 1 minute against his 10 seconds, so that's amazing. So I can go knight d7 or queen c7 here. So I choose to move the knight. Knight f3, so queen c7 here looks good. Even g5 is possible by black, because if he takes, then I might put a piece on e5. But I go queen c7. He's only got 6 seconds. Queen e2. Now I can go rook d8, I can go e5, but I think b5 was a good plan by me in the game. I've got 31 seconds. He's got 3 seconds. And this is where he loses the thread, because after b5, I go c4, and then I can put a piece on c5. So 2 seconds against my 24, he is really cutting it close. A piece can go to c5. Knight c5 or bishop c5 both looked good. So bishop e3, that was a mistake. I could have taken on e4, but I missed it. So bishop c5 check. I'm still winning because here I should have played queen takes f4. Oops. So queen g3, the game goes on. Doubling rooks on the d-file. Now I just go rook d7. I don't want to give him a move, so I didn't swap. Queen e1, and now I come into the position. Bishop e3, I'm feeling very confident. Queen back. And now I miss a big chance. After swapping off rooks, I could have played queen d6, attacking the f4 pawn as well. But queen c5 I liked as well, because I'm slowly creeping in. Queen d5. Bishop c1 wasn't needed. I could have just gone queen e4. So that's great, because I take the chance now, and I am winning. f4 is going to fall. Bishop f4 check, and then I can take on e5. Take back, I could have played queen takes just to keep my pawns intact. Knight g5 here, I could have gone queen e3 check and then queen takes knight on g5. A huge miss, because after he blocks here with queen f3, I actually traded queens and missed a big chance. Now after bishop f3, knight e7 is a blunder because he takes on e6. I should have gone knight d8. Now we have this ending, which is probably level. So what if I'm a pawn up? I can't really get my pawns moving. So we've got 2 seconds each, really, just playing on increment, and king f7. I'm just blundering here because now I forgot about my a6 pawn. Big mistake. I should have gone knight d5. King d6, he now goes bishop c4. I can play knight takes b4 here, which is a great move, because after take, king c5 attacks both of his pieces. But now he's got 2 minor pieces and I'm in big trouble. So I've really messed this up. Let's just see the rest. And I've got worse time. So that's horrible, because I was a minute up in the game, and now I'm the one with shorter time and a worse position. His king is coming forward. I can't use my pawn. My bishop on b2 is lacking squares. It's not looking amazing. King d3, you can bring your king round, making sure my pawn doesn't go forward, and knight c6, horrible move, because now he's just marching his majority forward and I don't have a chance. My bishop on c1 is just out the game. It can't really help. I bring it back to f4. Knight d4 can even come in to help out. Bishop e3, maybe knight b5. He checks me first, why not? Knight b5, knight c7 is mate, so I take just to stop it. But after c2, knight c7 is checkmate. That was horrible. I had a few winning opportunities and did not take them against Jon Ludvig Hammer. I hope that you spotted a few of my wins, and maybe if you had played this game, you would have won.